Gains and Shreds back.
Welcome.
Weekly routine, we're staying on par. Today's episode, let's talk about fad diets. Oh my god, where do we start? So, we're not going to plagiarize any of this, but we had to get on the indentments of the Google machine to find out what the top diets were of 2017.
Business Insider.
So, we start off, rank number 10 is the vegetarian diet. I'll tell you straight up, they just need to take all the vegans and lock them away in their own little country. It was the worst diet. No meat allowed. Meat is replaced with more vegetables, which helps you feel fuller. Do you know how much vegetables you'd have to eat to get the adequate amount of protein for your muscles?
Shit ton.
I might as well go out and cut your grass with my mouth, okay? So the vegetarian diet, out. If you're vegan, make sure they create a country for you.
I just don't understand how there's so many benefits of just eating vegetables. I mean, everybody thinks vegetables are healthy, which they are, but eating them all day constantly.
Yeah, I mean, you eat your maybe 3 doses of vegetables a day to get your micronutrients in your your vitamins, but all in all, they're pretty much just for regulation. But let's get away from this diet. We have so much more to cover in this. You want to hit up this Ornish Diet here?
Okay, number 10, the Ornish Diet, developed by Dr. Dean Ornish. Go figure. This diet looks at food on a spectrum, with some things being healthier than others. Essentially, the less processed, the better. Which I agree with that. You shouldn't be eating a lot of processed food.
Eat whole foods, yeah.
The diet emphasizes whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and some fat if it contains omega-3 fatty acids.
So this diet was also ranked one of the best for heart health. So obviously it's going to be ranked best for heart health because they measure their heart. You measure your heart with your lipid profile, which are your cholesterols, your HDL, your LDL. So if you're not taking in large amounts of fat, and you're taking in the right fats where you can get your omega-3 fatties, obviously, from your fish oils.
Right.
And it's a great diet, but here's the problem. Dr. Dean, if you ever watch our episode, buddy, you just stole one of the oldest bodybuilding tricks in the world. Obviously, I'm looking at this. You're eating whole foods, your whole grains. Fruits have its place if it's timed correctly. So you pretty much here just took a low-fat diet with the rest of your macros balanced and put your name on it. You know how many millions we should make right now because of our diets?
Gains and Shreds diet.
The Gains and Shreds diet. So I like this diet, but the problem is Dr. Dean stole it. You're a thief, Dr. Dean. Stick to flipping scripts.
Yeah. Dr. Dean.
All right, let's talk about the next diet. The infamous Jenny Craig diet, with the infamous spokesperson Christy Alley, which she does look pretty good, you know.
Yeah. If you watch this, call me.
You know, anybody that grew up in the 80s watched her on Cheers, she looked good, then she swelled up. So, they also had Mariah Carey, and Jenny Craig likes to use famous people to sell their stuff, which is a smart marketing idea. It uses weight control counseling and prepared meals that can be delivered or picked up at a Jenny Craig location. So this is more for the person that wants variety in their diet and they don't have the time to cook.
Or if you make over 6 figures, it's probably a good...
Yeah, right. What makes me curious about this is they don't tell you the macros.
Right.
They don't tell you the calories you're taking in. So, I mean, at the end of the day, what are we eating? You know, how many calories did we just eat? I mean, yes, we're losing, but I'm the kind of guy, I kind of want to know the numbers that I'm putting into my body. So yeah, Jenny Craig.
My problem with that is they make the meals for you. Say it costs you $20 a meal, you can get the shit for like $10 and make a couple meals, so it's way overpriced.
Right.
I mean, I don't have an exact price, but from all the meal services I know, they're way overpriced.
Oh my God, yeah. I guess you're gonna hit up on the Volumetric Diet.
The Volumetric Diet.
Hey, you might as well, let's give a cheap pop here to our local university.
Yeah, this Volumetric Diet was developed by Penn State University. Okay. By University nutrition professor Barbara Rolls. So what she came up with is that she categorizes foods based on density.
Are you
With
fucking
less dense foods
Are you
like
fucking
soups
serious
or
right
vegetable
now?
high in water preferred over pizza, cookies, and butter. Well, obviously you're not going to eat pizza, cookies, and butter.
Now, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm not a scientist. I'm not a nutritionalist. I'm not a dietitian. But by the looks of this, and I might be wrong here, so if you think I'm wrong, write a comment below and tell me I'm wrong. But common sense tells you, I guess, if you're eating foods that are more high in water, you're pissing the water out where you're only getting the food. So are you technically losing permanent weight, or are you just losing water weight?
Yeah, I don't.
It's kind of like eating asparagus. Asparagus is like a diuretic. So if you're eating foods high in water, would that be a diuretic?
Well, she says like soups. Isn't a lot of soups high with salt?
Yeah, but I mean, this one's got me confused. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I mean, I'll admit when I'm wrong. I don't know anything about this diet.
If anybody wants to look more into it, go to Google. It's Business Insiders.
But let me know how that feels for you when you have to wake up every morning and eat soup for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I bet you that's exciting.
Oof.
All right, let's talk about the fertility diet. You know what? Let's talk about the fertility diet. Let's get to the guy that has 4 children. The aim of the fertility diet is to help women who are having problems getting pregnant. Developed by doctors Jorge Chavarro and Walter Willett of the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public.
T.H. Chan School.
The fertility diet includes 10 science-backed steps to help boost fertility in women. The steps emphasize eating vegetable proteins and oils and drinking a glass of whole milk. The plan also suggests taking a multivitamin containing folic acid. This was the easiest diet to follow. We didn't have time. This video would go on for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to have a follow-up episode on some of these diets and actually what the macros and the food are broken down in and get some reviews on it. But in a nutshell, eating vegetable proteins, obviously us being bodybuilders, we're kind of against that.
Right.
I know a couple pregnant women that actually CrossFitted, which is, let me face the facts, it is a hardcore regimen, and they CrossFitted up until they had their kids, eating high protein oils, folic acid. I know a lot of doctors swear by it for fertility.
Whole milk.
Yeah. I just don't see food making somebody super fertile. Anyways, we'll get into that in another episode. So I guess you got Oprah Winfrey next.
Oh. So this one's the world famous Weight Watchers diet.
Oh, the point system.
Weight Watchers. Okay, I'll just read you what it has. The way we think about it is that we used to have a very narrow focus on weight, and now weight is one thing we focus on, but it's not the only thing. Weight Watchers chief scientific officer told Time magazine in late 2015, consumer sentiment is, I still want to lose weight, but I'm thinking about it in a more holistic way. Weight Watchers still uses a signature points system. Weight Watchers diet also ranked as the best diet for weight loss.
So I think the way this works is when you sign up for Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig, I think it's a I might be wrong. I think my father did this before.
I think my dad did too.
So I think when you sign up with them, you give them your height and your weight, and then they do their BMRs and their metabolic rates and their resting calories, and they go off an estimation, and they build their meals with their personal cooks, and then they send the meals out, and then you go off of a point system, and you're allowed so many points a week, and it's just another technical way of saying, hey, eat these calories, you know?
I think people with Weight Watchers, I don't think they're really looking on to go to the gym and put size on. I think they just want
that variety, like
Right.
Jenny Craig. Instead of eating chicken and turkey and burger all day, they want to be able to sit down. People that have more time on their hands, you
Right.
know. So it's another diet. I mean, obviously it looks successful, but you know, it might be successful for the hereditary person. But if you get a bodybuilder or a power lifter or somebody who's into dieting hardcore, I guarantee we're gonna find 50 ways to nitpick that diet.
Oh yeah.
So now we're going to go on to the TLC diet, which stands for Therapeutic Lifestyle Changes. It's all about lowering your cholesterol above all else. It emphasizes eating less food with saturated fat, like chicken with skin on it, butter and cheese, while eating more fruits, vegetables, skinless chicken, fish, and low-fat dairy products. To me, they took a well-balanced diet and put the name TLC on it. Folks, I mean, it's a well-balanced diet. I'm looking at it. You're eating lean proteins. You're swapping out your butter and your cheese for alternatives like fruits, vegetables, skinless chicken, fish, low-fat dairy products. So you're keeping your fat in check, you're keeping your protein moderate, and you're keeping your carbs clean with your grains and your vegetables. So again, another rip-off. They just took a balanced diet and threw the TLC on it and sold it like that. That's enough said for that diet. You're up.
Yeah, a lot of this seems like what's in common is about not eating butter or using, like, you know, when you're cooking and stuff.
Yeah, swap out the butter for extra virgin olive oil, or use like the Pam butter spray, or
yeah. I cannot believe, what is it? I cannot believe it's
that's,
not butter.
I think, margarine, I believe. I don't know.
This is called the Mayo Clinic Diet.
That's a famous clinic.
The diet developed by the research group in Rochester, Minnesota, is all about breaking bad habits and replacing them with good habits. The first part of the diet, which lasts 2 weeks, you may lose 6 to 10 pounds.
Water weight alert! Water weight alert!
Because of new habits. The diet claims the diet comes with its own food pyramid that puts fruits and vegetables at the bottom. I'm gonna look at this food pyramid.
You take a look at that food pyramid and you get back to us on that. I want to talk, while you're looking up this food pyramid, let's talk about the next one. This one irritates me. The flexitarian diet. Now, automatically when I read this, I thought this was a diet to get swole on. Flexitarian, right? No, I was completely wrong. So it was developed by registered dietitian Dawn Jackson Blattner. It's geared toward those interested in being vegan, but don't want to give up the meat entirely. I thought the definition of vegan was you're totally against meat and you don't want to eat it, so we switch over to freaking grass all day long, right?
Yeah, there's not like a half vegetarian and half fat. You're either all vegetarian or you eat meat.
That would be like me being a half a man, half a woman. Well, we won't get into that, but... So anyways, it asks dieters to add new meat to their diets, like protein-packed tofu. Oh, I bet you that tastes amazing. Beans, I do like beans, though. Lentils and nuts, I do like a lot of different nuts. And eggs. But if you're craving meat once in a while, it's not a big deal. Okay, you just completely broke all laws of the religion of vegan. So, onto this pyramid.
Okay, I looked at the pyramid. The only thing is pretty much at the biggest one in the bottom was just fruits and vegetables. The lowest one was sweets and fats.
So it's a basic food pyramid.
Pretty much.
Eat your fruits and veggies. Keep your balanced diet. Keep your sugar to a minimal, and you're in business.
Yeah, bread's on the lower side, which is all of it.
We've been learning this in elementary school, and this is what we teach our children every day at school. Even though our kids nowadays are peanut free, that's bullshit. But that's another episode in itself. Do you want to talk about the next diet?
Oh, the Mind Diet.
Wow.
Which claimed the #2 spot last year. Focus on foods meant to help your brain. Specifically those said to prevent neurological disease like Alzheimer's. It's a hybrid version of Meridian and Dash diets. Focus on the aspect of those diets that have to do with the brain. So some of them they have on here is berries, olive oil, nuts, dark leafy greens, which is typical based on large-scale studies of cognitive decline. So it's pretty much just, I mean, it's nothing really special.
I've eaten all these in basic diets before, but I still forget shit. So I guess it's not helping my neurotransmitters at all.
Leafy greens, I mean, that's just shit everybody eats.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to make our own diet.
I guess we're going to have to.
Next is the famous Mediterranean diet. This is actually getting a lot of... This is #2 on the list. A lot of people swear by it, so let's look into it. It's modeled on foods commonly eaten in countries along the Mediterranean Sea, so obviously it's typical high in fruits and vegetables and fish, whole grains like whole wheat and brown rice. U.S. News and World Report also named it the best plant-based diet of the 38 considered and among the easiest to follow. So by the looks of it, you can eat all the vegetables and whole grains like you want, whole wheat and brown rice. I'm assuming you eat fruit in moderation. If you're working out, you probably eat it post-workout for that sugar spike. I think why this diet works so well is because you're eating high carb, low fat, because most of your fishes are really low fat, like 1.5 to 2, but I think salmon's higher, but a lot of the bottom feeding fish. But again, it's just another simple fact that somebody just took a regular diet that people have been using for years and threw their name on it and copyrighted it. You know, I know in contest prep we swear by fish because fish is a very fast acting protein. Like, you eat it, it's in and out. It's, you know. But I'm going to give you the #1 diet.
Well, before we get to #1, there's a lot of talk about the stomach stuff they do. Go in there and cut your stomach in half. Maybe we should talk a little bit about that. What's that called?
Oh, liposuction.
No, I think it's called gastro.
Oh, gastro bypass, where they, isn't that the process where they put the gum band around your stomach?
Yeah.
And you can only eat so much, and if you try to eat more, it could like burst or make you real sick. We know some people that had that done.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
No. Dude, you don't need a surgery to lose weight. It's simple. Get up off your fat ass and go to the gym and work out. You know, a lot of people blame it. You know, there are some people that have thyroid issues that they can't help it. Thyroid issues, but people that go around and say, oh, this is a genetic thing, there's no such thing as genetic fatness. Your bone density, yeah, I mean, you might be bigger bone, but you can still lose weight. I battled weight all my life. The whole way up until I was the age of 19, I was 5'6", 5'7", and weighed 280 pounds with a 44-inch waist. I never made an excuse. I got my fat ass up, I went to the gym, and now it is what it is. So I'm one of those guys that have the right to say, people, you're using this as an excuse.
Put down the 2 for $6 at Burger King Whoppers.
Let me tell you something real quick before we get to this #1 diet. These surgeries, the liposuctions and the gastro bypass, and a lot of these surgeries, I'm not going to drop any names here, but I have some really, really close family that have actually passed, because what happens is they get on these diets, and the people that use food as a crutch, that crutch is taken from them, making them depressed, which puts them on an antidepressant, which then they get another side effect, and the next thing you know, they're on a cocktail of different medications, and then they overdose. Will it happen to everybody? But no, it's a pathway to more major issues. So, like I said, I have the right to say it, but, you know, get a hold of me. I'll coach you. I mean, it's cheaper for me to coach you than you get on one of these crazy-ass surgeries or diets.
Right, I mean, plus, some of the people, after they get that done, you know, they try to eat more, then they just end up, don't they puke if they eat too much?
They fuck themselves up, dude.
Yeah, you
it's
just
bad.
get sick.
I've seen it work for people, and then I've seen people get really skinny, and I'm like, oh, you look really good. And then like 4 or 5 months later, they blew the hell back up.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
You know. All right, hit this #1 diet. This is the #1 diet of 2017.
For the 7th year in a row.
Wow.
Crazy. The DASH diet was named the best. DASH stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. Hypertension, otherwise known as abnormally high blood pressure, is a common condition in the U.S. due to eating fast food all the time and junk food.
Yep.
The diet relies on lowering your sodium intake to no more than 2,300 milligrams a day, along with eating vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. For reference, a single slice of pizza contains 640 milligrams of sodium. The DASH diet is a really safe plan for everyone. Yeah, really, I think it's just lowering your salt in a nutshell. I mean,
yeah, and then I did realize when we were discussing this before we did the episode, I put 2 and 2 together. That's why they call that seasoning Mrs. Dash.
Yeah.
It's the salt alternative, which I found out the hard way. I can't eat Mrs. Dash, dude. It gives me indigestion. Now, I guess serenitary people that are at home and they just do their normal jobs and do their yard work and stuff, I'm not going to argue with it. I don't think you need a high salt content.
For the average person, I think it's a good diet. For bodybuilders,
oh my God, no. If they were to give me 2,300 or less, I would be a cripple. I would be cramped up.
You eat that one meal.
Oh my God, my sodium content is completely off the chart. Which I just had blood work, which it shows my blood, my pressure, all that stuff is in check. So as a bodybuilder, drinking 2 gallons of water a day, because that's what I drink. The more salt I eat, the more water I drink. I pee it all out.
Right.
But I guess it used to be 2,500. If you go onto all your diet apps, like the ones we have, I think the required U.S. standard is 25, but it looks like they dropped it to 23.
Wow.
So, folks, if you're sitting on your ass at home or you're doing yard work and you really don't go to the gym, which I'm not hating on you for it, keep your salt low. But you didn't need to put a diet name on it. You could have just said cut the salt.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's it as a wrap. I think we're going to have a future episode. And what we'll do is we'll take maybe 3 or 4 of the top diets and really break them down and get into them and see what kind of food requirements, macro requirements, and all that is. So until next time, America, stay swole, lean, and
clean.